Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome to another edition of Texas. Alright, what is going on today? Some of you may or may not know where I am right now. I am currently at the shop and we are selling this thing. Too many problems with it. I have no idea how to fix that silly problem I ran into either with the 3-point hitch. So we're just going to go ahead and sell this guy right now. Like I said, there are just too many problems with it and it's not doing it for me anymore. So let's go ahead and sell that. Where's the little icon? Is it up here? It's behind me. Oh, there it is. Perfect. So let's go ahead and sell that guy right there. So we have $84,000, and I've actually already got the replacement for it. We're going to pick up and use the Lambo. This is the same, basically the same amount of horsepower. I think it's got like 262 or something like that. We're just going to use this guy, and hopefully this guy will have appropriate amount of horsepower to do everything we need to do it. There we go. So for those people who haven't seen this, this is the Lamborghini right here. Pretty slick on the inside if you ask me. Looks nice. Outside, even the back of it looks pretty slick too. And it's even got a high hitch on it too. Nice. So we're going to use this guy then. It's not in America. I wouldn't really say it's common to see this type of tractor in North America, but there may be Lamborghinis in North America. I have no idea. You guys let me know. So if you guys have ever seen a Lamborghini tractor at in North America, let me know. I know they're out in Europe, but a couple reasons why I chose this one. One, because it's kind of in the same-ish price range and same horsepower range. That's one thing. And another thing is the fact that it's something I haven't tried yet, so I'm gonna give it a go, see how it is. It looks pretty good actually. They did a good job on it. Also, many of you point out the fact that we do actually own Field 14. I don't know why I missed it. Every single time, like every episode, people are like, you own Field 14, Iain. You can use Field 14 too. Yes, thank you for pointing that out. I don't know how I missed that. I must have been just so focused on the field close to us that I just forgot about this one. That's a huge field down there. And that's a massive drop. Anyways, we're just going to go over to Field 14 right now and just take a quick peek to see what is there. Let's put this guy in Group 1. Whoops. There we go. I was going to take a quick peek to see what is actually on Field 1. I don't think there's any, or Field 14. I don't think there's anything actually there. No, I didn't think so. It's plowed. It actually does have grass on it. Okay. It's not too bad. I thought there might have been something on it already, but it doesn't appear to be. So we're going to go ahead and use that for sure. Let's take this as a shortcut. Again, I don't know why this map doesn't have like some of those connecting lines. I don't know. It seems strange. Like you would think there'd be east-west. I guess there is kind of down here, but I don't know. Like I said before, I actually tried to add roads and didn't look very nice, so I took them out. But now we have replaced the Massey Ferguson with a better mod. This is also a mod. I think this is one of the ones you can get straight from the Farm Sim website, if memory serves. It's pretty good. A lot better than the Massey Ferguson in terms of quality and inside and outside. And it works. One hopes. We're going to find out if it works or not. That'd be really annoying if it didn't work the way I wanted it to. It's entirely possible, mind you. Alright, so actually I should get, no, I don't have enough. I don't have a tractor powerful enough to do two things at once. Unfortunately, I can't do anything with that or 14 at the moment because I want to get some grass or hay for our cows. And luckily it's still sunny today, so we'll be okay. Is it supposed to be sunny all day? Yes, good. Should be good hay then. Technically, you'd have to leave it out for a day. I wouldn't, I'd probably, even then, that's the most rain I think I've seen ever in the game. You probably, like in this game, you probably would, well, in real life, you would wait a little bit longer, of course, because it doesn't just automatically dry like it does in this game. You have to leave it a little bit of time, depending on what you're trying to do with it. Like, if you're trying to make haylage with it, you don't need to wait that long, really. But if you're making dry hay, then definitely makes a big difference if you actually leave it to dry. Because if you don't leave it to dry, of course, it won't dry. Alright, so I believe we can go ahead and do this, and I think I have this set up. Yes, I do. Perfect. Now, this tractor had approximately the same amount of horsepower as the Massey Ferguson. So we'll see how this works out. There we go. How wide is that? 9.6. Perfect. Well, it looks like it'll actually do it. 9.7. Alright, we'll have it start in the northeast. We're heading west. And generate course. And then we'll have it just start at the nearest point. Hey, look at that. It actually seems to be working. Perfect. Well, there you go. I wasn't sure if I had more confidence in this one than the other one, but I didn't think the Massey Ferguson had any particular reason for not working, so I was just like, well, it should work. I don't see why it wouldn't. But as you saw, of course, it does not work as intended all the time, so ah well, c'est la vie. Alright, so having said that, that guy's going to do his thing now. We need to get some of this set up and ready to go. We can probably increase the speed now. Oops. Is it shift? Oh, it's shift. Don't know why. I was pressing control there to increase the speed there. Alright, let's bring up the GPS once again. Oh, it looks like it's already set. Perfect. Helps if you lower it first. Alright, let's get this thing lowered. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, reading through the comments in the last, like some of the last episodes, because I haven't recorded an episode in a couple days now, but just reading through some of the comments, people are just, you know, just really, really upset with the Massey Ferguson for whatever reason. I don't know. It's just one of those. I didn't think it would create that much of a ruckus, but people really didn't like it, which is fine. After having to fiddle around with it, I don't mind fiddling around with things, but you know, when simple things like lowering the 3-point hitch don't work properly, that's where that's where I drew the line at least. I'm like, okay, that's good. I'm done. So I think this will be like episode 10 on this map, I think it is now. And, or maybe it's 11. I guess it might be 11 actually. Anyhow, so I guess it took us 11 episodes to replace it, but it's replaced now, thankfully, with a much fancier tractor technically. If you want to go by just the name alone. It's kind of funny. JD Imler, J Dimler maybe, I don't know. He says I should have gone with a round baler as opposed to a square baler. Then I could have made silage. That's true. I could have done that way actually. That would have been interesting little test with the bale extension actually, because it's something I haven't done yet in this game. But I could easily do it with Courseplay now. I can easily actually probably bale with this tractor too. Then I need to change out all the equipment, which makes it a bit more troublesome, I guess is what I'm thinking of. Alright, no, that's actually going to work. It wasn't working the other day for whatever reason. That's weird. Wonder why it wasn't working the other day. There we go, perfect. What else do we got here? Yogan says, the Massey is not a very good tractor. Not his exact words. I am editing his words, but yeah, as I mentioned, it's not a very good tractor. After playing around with it a little bit longer, it's obviously not very good, so we replaced it, and I'm sure everyone will be happy about that. Just the way it goes. You know, sometimes you get a good mod, sometimes you get a bad mod. Most of the mods that are coming out, unfortunately, at this particular time, aren't that amazing yet, because a lot of them are converts from the previous game, which is fine. It's to be expected this particular time. In the greater scheme of things, it's not something I didn't expect. I just expected better quality from that particular one. So, yes, look at that. Now he's cruising along. Sweet. So what we're gonna do is we're probably gonna do the whole or a good chunk of this particular field. So we get a number of bales actually. So we want to have as many as possible, basically. And I upgraded to a new version of Courseplay, so now I have version 2.5 or 0.0254 for developer version. And I haven't seen any big changes as of yet in this particular version, but It does look pretty good. Oh, actually kept the courses. I thought I was going to have to recreate some courses, but ah well. Yeah, but so far it's been pretty solid. I have been pleased with the development so far of Courseplay. It seems to be working really well. Actually, the other day I was on GitHub, which is where I got the developer version from. And if you would like the developer version, I made a video as to how to download it. It was for 2013, but it's exactly the same. All you need to do probably is search on my channel for like developer version or development or something like that. Or Courseplay, actually, would probably be the easiest. So, and then you'll be able to find the appropriate video. I think Caravera76 has done a video, and I think Brad M73 has done one too, so. Tanner says, wasn't the Massey Ferguson modeled after the Bureau, the yellow tractor, I think he said? Yellow in-game tractor. Yeah, so I guess that's the one he's talking about. Or maybe it's this one. I don't think there's any other yellow ones. Yeah. So yeah, it probably was. I think that was the sample mod that was released with the sample mod with Farming Simulator 15. So that was probably the reason why it was working, or wasn't working, I should say, or some things needed to be changed. Like it just said version 1, so I fully expect that thing to be upgraded later on in time. Like it's always the case. One of the interesting things was David Oldfield actually left a comment today, maybe it was, in relation to our semi-trailer here, and he suggested taking a look at a specific part in Giant's Editor, and I haven't fiddled around with it much yet. I tried taking the front axles off to see if that would make a difference, because I believe in 2013 these are actually supposed to move up and down originally, but obviously they don't in this one, and that might be part of the problem as well. I'm not 100% on that, and I looked at the thing he suggested, but I haven't been able to figure out what exactly is the problem yet. 17 Burga PC Minecraft says, I use the Case Puma to bail and it's fine. Yeah, I guess he's talking about this one? 200 horsepower. It may have changed. When I originally used that one, it would bail with it when I was on Westbridge Hills, but because Westbridge Hills is a hilly map, one of the problems I ran into was the fact that I couldn't make it up the hills, didn't have enough horsepower, so that was one of the problems we had to deal with early on in that particular season. So there's always something. There's always something that needs to be fixed. What else do we got here? Ross asks if the Trelleborg tires are in-game yet. Don't know about that. And he also asks about the drive control mod. Yeah, the drive control mod, if anybody actually wants it, it is on Mod Hoster. It's pretty good mod. You can disable certain parts of it or enable certain parts of it. It makes your life pretty easy, actually. So if you want to, like for example, I disabled the shuttle control, which is on by default. But you can easily take it off as well. You can actually disable the manual ignition part of it as well, I think, if you wanted to. Because it does add like the differentials, it adds 4-wheel drive, manual ignition, adds the throttle control. So, lots of little things to that mod. What else do we got here? Another person saying I should sell the Massey. I think we covered that one already. And Josh says I own Field 14. I pointed that out, and yes, I do indeed own Field 14. Don't know how I missed it. I was so focused on, because I think the way the map looks, because it was like, most of the time when you're looking at the map, you're kind of looking at the field you're working on, and the background is kind of a bit transparent, so it must have just kind of blended in just enough for me not to notice it, which, you know, it happens. Alright. Probably could use Courseplay for this technically, but... Alright, so I think what we can do, I believe we can sell hay on our farm as well in the same straw point. I think. Not 100% on that, but I think you can do it as well. So, also, I enabled console commands now, which is kind of cool. So I can do stuff like this to see certain things. see where it's going to go, and things along those lines. Which is pretty cool. It actually, I'll show you what it. Where is it here? Let me just pop over here. Yeah, this should work. So here's an example of how you could use it. So see how the red shows like the things that you can collide into essentially. And see this orange box right here? That basically indicates the trigger. So if I'm anywhere within that trigger, I should be able to dump any of the grain essentially, and it only accepts certain things, of course. And then if you come over here, you can see where the tip triggers are for each of these. So this one's only underneath there, etc., etc. So it's pretty neat. It definitely adds a cool little element to the game. Well, it's not really. It's more for development reasons. So like, for example, when I found out where the straw trigger was, that would have been an easy way of just bringing that up automatically and just saying, "Whoop, there it is," sort of thing. Like you can also bring up whether there's the log itself when you're in game, which is kind of nice. So not really necessary for most people, to be honest. I just happen to I like using it every now and then for little things. So that's the reason why I got it. Nice, that guy's cruising along there. So happy about that. Look at this thing. Just plowing through it. Do 20 kilometers an hour. Also, I picked up a new mod. Oops, why'd I go to there? It is this one. I saw Killer Rock do a showcase on this one right the other day. I think it was in beta when he showed it. But this is a Dutzfahrer, how you want to say it, 187 horsepower tractor, and it has, you can put dual tires in the front and rear, and it's got some interactive controls or indoor controls here, and I call it. It's pretty cool. Unfortunately, it just wasn't quite high enough horsepower for my particular needs, else I would have gotten in that one over the Lamborghini just because I wanted to try it out. But there's still time. There is still time indeed. So I was watching Predatory Gaming stream the other day, and he's been doing a 24-hour stream. I couldn't imagine doing a 24-hour stream. I think I would crash and burn way before 24 hours came up. That's just me, though. It's just my... I don't know, I just don't think I would be able to do it easily, let's say that. So anyways, he was doing a 24-hour stream before Christmas, essentially. And I was watching him like before I went to sleep, and he was getting like, he wasn't 100% when he started the stream, like in terms of health, and then I saw him at night, and I was like, alright man, I'm gonna go to sleep, and then I saw him in the morning, and he wasn't doing so good in the morning, so it's unfortunate. I think he actually ended up ending the stream a bit early because he wasn't feeling very well, which is totally understandable. Because he did not sound very good at all. He sounded like he was really sick, basically. I don't know. I've always been of the thought of like, you know what? You know, there's no point of pushing yourself to the point where you're gonna get sick like that. And he, you know, pushed himself as much as he could, and then he realized, no, it's not worth it, basically. So totally understandable though, because he sounded just atrocious. But all right, I'm gonna be like not even half it in this field. This is gonna take a while. Holy cow! A lot longer than I anticipated, honestly. I was like, oh, it'll take maybe 10 minutes, something like that. Nope. A lot longer than 10 minutes, apparently, Iain. But like I said, we'll probably get a good chunk, quite a few bales off this, and we'll also be able to... I don't know if I can set this up so it automatically turns. That would be interesting. The GPS mod I'm referring to there, I'm just curious whether it'll actually... It should be able to automatically turn, and it should keep the... But it's curious, it would be interesting to see when it turns. Oh, there it goes. Oh, it skips a... it skips a pass, which I don't want it to do. But it does do it, so... There we go, perfect. Alright, what other comments do we have? There's quite a few, actually. Like I said, there was quite a few people being like, hey, You own field 14, and hey, that Massey sucks. A lot of people have said that, which is, it made me laugh. I'm like, because after messing around with it, I'm like, why am I messing around with this mod? Why don't I just sell it? That's what I kind of realized at the end. I was like, yep, I guess I really should have sold that earlier on, but I do tend to record in bunches, so if you say something like sell the Massey Ferguson, a lot of people are selling it, or saying to sell it, I probably will. It just may not be for a few episodes because I record in a batch. So like, for example, the episode that went live today was, what was it? Episode 4, right, looks like. And I'm already up, I recorded up to like episode 10 or 11 or something like that, so that's the problem with recording in bunches like that. I just, in order to keep a video going up every single day, that's the reason why I tend to record in bunches or batches. Batch recording, some people might call it even. But that's the reason why I tend to do that, just because it works better for me and for you, because then you get a video every day, right? So I'm gonna turn that off. Doesn't work so well. He stops too soon. But yeah, that's I'm actually pleased that Courseplay is working as well as it is, doing that particular function. Normally, that sometimes that one, especially in the developer version, can be a little finicky at times, but that seems to be doing all right. So that's really good. I had a pretty good comment the other day, actually, from, who was it? Farmer John, I think it was. I was asking about what kind of speed does a combine actually combine at, and he was saying with his particular combine, I think it was a John Deere 9660 or something like that, that he can go, I think it was say like 6 kilometers an hour, 6 miles an hour, something along those lines. So, but he said it was also depends on like how it depends on how much material is going through the machine, basically. So, and it's true. The more you try and put through a combine, the more horsepower you need, or the slower you need to go. One of the two. There's only so much you can do sometimes. So, here's a couple other comments from one of the previous episodes. Jim says, add some serious mass to that trailer. Yeah, exactly, Jim, right? David says, off the top of his head, he says, check the i3D file. Definitely. Some people are saying I should, who was it? Someone's like, get rid of the semi. I like the Peterbilt. I like the Peterbilt. I'm not a big fan of the man truck, unfortunately, so it's not for everybody, I know that. Some people who are more the British style probably won't like it, but people who are more in the American style will definitely like it. So, I don't know. I think it's a really slick semi. Although, hopefully there will be some really, really nice ones out in the future, but only time will tell about that. Because as of right now, of course, the information hasn't been released. So, we're hoping that something happens with that. Anyways, folks, I think I'm going to stop the episode there for now. It'll also just be a lot of tedding. And what I'll do is I'll finish this field off, tedding and raking. Or no, well, I guess what we'll do is we'll finish mowing and tedding, and then we'll come back and probably windrow and bale next episode. Huh. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a big orange thing up there, or yellow thing, and that's the camera. That's funny. Anyways, folks, that's it for today. My name's Iain. Robson has been Farming Simulator 2015, coming at you from Texas. Catch you guys later.